This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and you're a person.
Mm-hmm.
I had an iced matcha latte and it sent me through the fucking roof this morning. Happy 100 episodes, everybody!
Woo!
We did it! 100 episodes of pure fucking gas. And I'm obviously joined here by William Witwer, first guest on the show.
That's right.
Now rounding out the 100, coming back on the show, his second time back. Obviously, Will's a staple of the community. Will, welcome back.
What up? What up?
That's right. Will, how does it feel to be here on this 100th episode?
Well, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling somewhat underdressed because Miles sort of just went rogue and put a suit on me and makes me look like a slob. We already covered this in the cold open,
Yeah,
but
right.
the way I dress is sort of it's interesting.
It's almost it's giving Silicon Valley slut.
Like I don't care about clothes.
Not that you don't care about clothes, but you don't care about being perceived.
Amen, brother.
And by the way, yeah, the matcha latte this morning, hot wreck for everyone out there. I just have had so much coffee recently, and I thought I'd give matcha a try. Hot off of my trip from Japan, I thought I'd have an iced matcha latte stateside. It did send me into a downward spiral about right before you walked in.
Is that true?
It was sort of it was a hurricane of spiral. It was up, it was down. I was like, am I having a panic attack? No, unless. I found that it was just a lot more caffeine than I was really expecting it to be. And it really sent me, I don't know, for lack of a better term, it sent me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it sent me packing.
It sent me packing. It sent me packing away.
I drank a matcha latte today that sent me fucking packing.
It sent me fucking packing.
No, I love that you're experimenting with coffee. I do think that, as someone...
Tea. Sorry, tea is what I'm experimenting with. Not coffee. Like I said, I went to Japan recently and I had tea.
And are you swayed?
No. I did have coffee this morning. Woke up, hot brew.
Well, this might be why you started feeling a little crazy, is because then you went to a coffee shop and then had a matcha latte maybe an hour or two later.
Yeah. I mean, often I start the day with about 2 piping hot cups of coffee. I give my son a hot milk.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you give him a black coffee.
Yeah, I give my 16-month-old a piping hot, boiling hot piping hot.
Because what you want with your 16-month-old is you want her to be wide awake at all times.
Wired all the time. No, he has a hot milk.
Yeah.
And I have a hot coffee. And we sit together and it's adorable.
Sounds great.
And we read a book and I have hot coffee. He has hot milk and it's really just a joy.
I have fond memories of going to the coffee shop with my dad, not as a 16-month-old, but
you wouldn't remember that.
He would get us a steamed milk steamer.
You know what's funny?
Oh, did I mention this on Coffee Pot? I probably did. Yeah,
I think you did mention it on Coffee Pot, but I also feel that you've mentioned it on the show. I feel that again, now that we've hit 100, it's just going to be sort of replaying the hits.
So in your mind, it's all downhill from here in a bad way.
No,
the show is going to fall off a cliff at this point.
Yeah, I did get worried when on episode 1, I was like, are we even going to be around? Is this show even going to exist at 100?
Well, the format's, massaged a little bit.
The format's massaged because I peeped down the first episode of the show.
Yeah.
I turned it on and I saw that obviously I was taking calls cold.
Which is a very different experience.
Which is a very different experience because you don't even know what to expect. You don't even know what to do. You don't even know where to look. And we were also in my old home in the office instead of in this gorgeous studio.
Yep.
And so the vibe was different. The vibe had changed.
The vibe absolutely changed.
It's kind of funny. And the first call we took was somebody called in. They had a musical theater crush.
Yes.
Yeah. So they on that first episode.
I remember that call. This was a woman in New York doing
Rent off Broadway.
Rent off Broadway. Yes.
That's correct.
Yes. And then I remember the follow-up being, she didn't actually like me, and it was a bummer.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately.
That's just sort of how it goes sometimes,
That's really how it does sometimes.
Sometimes romance is like putting a shotgun in your pants and just blasting. And seeing who can stop the bullet.
Sorry. Romance is putting a shotgun in your pants?
I don't know.
And blasting like you're shooting a shotgun at your penis?
No.
Like, what it sounded like was you are in your house and you take a shotgun, aim it at your penis.
I play Russian roulette with a 2-barrel shotgun. It's 52% chance I'm gonna blow open my ball sack. Listen, we gotta move on.
Holy shit, man. Well, Will, I'll also say, obviously the format was different. I feel like I didn't even have enough wisdom. I also think that at the time that I started the show...
Yeah.
I feel that I've gained more wisdom as the show's gone on. Genuinely, I think.
Really?
From talking to people and getting their smarts and hearing their conundrums and giving advice. I mean, at this point, I've given over 200 pieces of advice, probably close to 300.
I think there is an art to sort of publicly being an advice giver that you did have to learn a little bit, which is nothing.
Advisor.
It's like part of it is, and I think this is clear to the fans who've listened for a long time, but like you have gotten better at sort of sussing out if the caller is the villain, or like we need to take them at their word for what they're saying.
Right.
But at the same time, we have to read between the lines a little bit. And I think that like when you started with the live calls, it was just more chaotic.
It was also backing up the caller almost no matter what.
Yeah.
And now it is, I try to suss out if I feel the caller is a wrongdoer on the phone.
Right. And like, not that you're like very nice to the callers, but like,
of course.
But if someone seems like maybe they're in the wrong, you will try to call them out for it, because I do think that's a level of wisdom where like some of it is just interacting with sort of the strangers.
Right. I think it's also like, I think I've gotten better at vibe checking whether the problem has serious roots or whether it is a silly problem inherently.
Right.
Because sometimes like a silly problem will have a more serious root. So it's like we giggle, we gaff, and then we get to the problem. That's typically, like, I think that the more genuine part of it, I think, has evolved as the show's gone on, because I've just realized that like, it actually benefits everybody to give like a little piece of serious wisdom sometimes at the end as a little cherry on top.
Yeah. And also how to handle interpersonal dynamics is hard. Usually though, the answer is like, you're going to have to talk to this person. But what I like about your approach is that you're always trying to think outside the box.
Outside the bun.
And yes.
Think outside the bun. Go.
It would be incredible to me if you were like telling me to, like on commercials, telling me to get Taco Bell. I just can't see that ever happening, but it would be incredible.
Hey guys, you got to get that bun.
Hey, you want to be perfect like me? Try the new Cantina menu.
Super funny if that was the deal. Would I take it? I don't know.
Well, how much money are they offering?
I know. If it's a milli.
You think they're giving you $1 million to like post on Instagram?
I'm just fucking talking here, man. If TB is listening and they're not currently in hot water with the fan base.
Well, I mean, they are owned by a mega conglomerate that owns most of the fast food chains, like the owners of which are all evil. Like, shout out Yum Brands.
Shout out. Are they called Yum Brands?
Yeah, they own KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, The Habit.
Well, yeah. I mean, now that it's 100 episodes, I'm so proud. I'm really just I'm proud. I'm proud to have a show at 100 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be here. I wanted to give a couple of shout outs, really.
Oh, you really should, yeah.
God.
Yeah. I mean, we got to start by shouting out God every episode.
No, but I do got to give a shout out to my number one wife out there.
And you got a couple other ones, but your number one is getting the shout out on the pod.
Sarah Bonsignore, I wanted to give a special shout out, namely because I've done 100 episodes of the show, and I started it while she was a few months pregnant.
Yep.
And then we had a child,
yep.
And it is because of her sort of unfounding duty as a mother / wife that I was able to continue doing this show.
No, I mean, I think this is a good thing to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but basically, every time I record the show on a weekend, because Julian's in daycare now, but especially early on when we didn't have him in daycare, the first 8 months, 9 months or something, every time I recorded the show, that's just time that I have to be like, hey, Sarah, you have to just be with the baby by yourself, which is a huge burden. So
totally, yeah.
Crazy shout out to my wife for allowing
Sarah
the show
rocks, obviously.
To exist and thrive. And love you, babe. I don't call her babe. I think I
Do you have a cute nickname that you're willing to reveal on episode 100?
No, I think it's honey or sweetheart.
Okay.
Almost exclusively.
So you're not an innovator. in the nickname
it's
space.
It's Honey or Sweetheart, but that's also what to call Julian too. Honey or Sweetheart, typically.
Seems like we're gonna need some nicknames.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to my wife.
Obviously.
Shout out to like my most recurring guest, Will. You're number one.
What up?
That's right. Big shout out to Will. Big post obviously happened last week. We don't know how it went.
Right now, we don't know how it went because I am still crafting it in. Today is the day of the big post, whether we're recording this. But
hey, people, hey, it went so well, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Shout out.
Last one, I got like thousands of followers.
Yeah, let's go, Will.
So, hey, if you're listening to this and you're like, Will, I've always thought you were great. I've never smashed that follow button. Now's the time to think about it.
That's why people have got to get psyched.
Yeah.
August 12. August 12, guys. You don't have to wait that long. August 12 is the next one to beat, okay? We first had September 1. And that was the post. And then it was, I don't know, another date?
Yeah.
No, it was September 5, I thought.
No, we had December 1.
Oh, December 1.
And then September 5.
And then it was June 1.
Yeah.
And so now it is August 12. Okay. Is the next big post.
And let me just say this. I think that's a little soon.
I can't fucking believe you. It's in 2 months. And you have done all of these the day before.
Well, that is sort of part of the tradition.
Well,
of it, yeah.
I'm trying to tee you up to be one of the great Instagram overlords of our time.
Well, I don't really want to do that.
Holy shit. He's saying no to fame, guys.
I'm, first of all, not famous. And when people...
But that's right. I'm trying to get the big post. We can get it trending in NYC. And the other thing that's really exciting is obviously at 100 episodes, I wanted to celebrate a little bit. I wanted to give back to the community and give back to the world a little bit. So we're doing a 24-hour stream. That's right. Perfect Person 24-hour telethon.
And if I'm not mistaken, Rainey and I are going to be on together.
You're going to be on together
for
as Chow.
Several hours.
For several hours. I scheduled it outside of the work day because I figured you had to work on that day as well.
I do, yes.
Unfortunate for me. But you'll be here at, I think it was 7 p.m. on the Friday, Friday, June 7th.
And when does it start, Miles?
This 24-hour telethon starts at 9 a.m. on Friday, June 7th.
So we're getting in there before you've stayed up all night, but you've been going all day.
I've been going all day, and it's raising money through Creators for Palestine, which benefits a few different charities, PCRF, Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, UNRWA, Heal Palestine, and MAP. And so those are like 4 great charities that are basically like aiding Palestine right now as it undergoes a horrible genocide, and world's a bleak place right now.
It really
is. We figured we'd raise some money to try to help by being silly and Billy and wonderful. So tune into the stream. I have a lot of plans for the day so far.
And how well would you say they're sketched out? Like, some people do a 24-hour live stream. They've got every hour. They've got a stage manager. They're bringing guests in and out. And I'm guessing sort of you're not doing that.
I will have my lovely social editor, Ashley, on set. She'll be live mixing the board and assisting with the stream. I'll also have Jay Putnam on the stream so far is confirmed. Will Witwer, Rainey Toll confirmed.
That's right.
Hinted guest appearances from Jeffrey James, Kelsey Dara, and potentially Johnny Cakes once he figures out his schedule. Got a lot of fun people, and that's just a taste of who I have capable of being on. I'm going to be doing, let me just hint a couple because I don't want to spoil too much.
No, don't. Yeah.
Karaoke is one that's going to be on. Cold Plunge Cast.
Oh, they're going to say Coldplay Cast.
No.
You're not going to do a podcast about Coldplay?
We're going to do a 24-hour Coldplay podcast. I also think it'd be good on the stream to take Dudes Only Hour. Okay? Because we don't get that many male callers on the show, but I think I could do one for the boys.
Now, I like that idea. My question is really mainly like, when viewership is going to dim late at night.
Yeah, what am I going to do?
What are you going to do to keep yourself awake?
Sane. I may end up being, because like right now I have no one confirmed for the hours of like 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. So like that may end up being sort of my unraveling.
Yeah, that's kind of my question.
But I think that's also like all the more reason. I think what I probably will do is from the late hours of the night, I'm going to turn Google Voice onto no voicemails. It just rings. So if I fall asleep on the call, People can call me awake.
Okay, well, now I hope the audience understands this because that means that for people in different time zones, people across the world,
yes,
are you going to have an international calling option?
Yes.
Because late at night, those international people are going to be it's going to be a better time for them.
So there will be, so typically right now I run it through Google Voice, and I know that there's sort of like, it's unclear because I've been trying to do research with the international calling. I definitely want to have international calls a part of the show, but it's complicated because Google Voice right now, you can call from international, and sometimes, depending where you are, I get charged when I call you back.
Yeah.
But I don't want people to run the risk of being like, oh, I have to pay for this call and a crazy amount of money, and I didn't expect to. So I'm going to set up a different thing either through Discord or WhatsApp. I'm kind of figuring that out right now. So I will be able to take international calls during the telephone.
Hell yeah. Okay. Because that's important.
Yes.
Because I feel like the people who are not exhausted and asleep are going to be able to help keep your energy up.
Keep my energy up.
Because in a
They'll
way,
be
the
like,
audience has to help you.
oh, the audience is going to need to help. And we're going to try to raise money. I think right now, the goal, I would love, we did, by the way, crazy shout out to the Creators for Palestine live stream. We raised $1.5 million for these charities.
And you're going to raise that same amount on your live stream, right?
That would be fucking awesome. But no, I'm shooting lower because also we just did a huge push that I was a part of to raise money. I think I'd love to raise like $15K, 20K. I think that's where I'm shooting for 24 hours. And obviously I know that like a lot of people are also pressed for donations right now. And I also understand that's hard because like times are fucking hard. But if you watch the stream, all the ads that play and whatever, any revenue that's generated by the stream will go to the fundraiser.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
just by passively watching, you are contributing.
By passively watching, you are contributing to the AdSense created on the live stream.
Basically, you're a hero.
Basically, you're a hero if you watch the stream.
Well, and if you want to be a hero, you got to call Miles and wake him up.
That's right, you got to call
Give
me
Miles
awake.
a call at 4 a.m. PST, baby.
Give me that juicy goss.
From 4 to 7 a.m. where Miles loses his mind, that's the funniest time to call.
I'm going to
You need to be, if you're on the East Coast and you're up at 7 a.m., you got to be phoning the show.
And I'm going to need to have, and then by the way, when that sun rises,
you're going to feel bad.
I'm going to feel good.
No, you're going to feel bad.
I'm going to try to get a camera outside so I can participate in the sunrise morning shavasana. It's going to be fucking insane. I haven't really totally processed how I'm going to get through it.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I know a lot of, telethons are long. I do think 24 hours is a really, really long time.
Yeah, it's sort of a dumb idea, but I think it'll be really funny. And I think, we'll get some great calls on there.
Have you considered just doing 16,
No, it's got to be 24.
Okay.
It's got to be 24.
And why are you holding yourself to that commitment, Miles?
Because I just figure people have listened to me at this point for over 100 hours.
And you think they want a lot more.
And I think that I owe it to people to be awake for 24 hours to show that I support them as listeners and that I support the show as a whole, as an entire property.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move around the set a little bit. The set will look a little bit different. Have lots of guests, goofs, gaffs, etc.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be an answer, but are you going to release any sort of cut down of it as an episode?
Great question. So I will. I would most likely be like mining the live stream. My hunch is probably that I'll get like 3-ish episodes out of 24 hours of things. Because like it won't all be call-ins. Like I'll obviously take a ton of calls. And I think that I want to release like 3-ish episodes from that because I'm probably going to get great calls. So if you don't watch the stream, you're probably going to get some cut downs of the stream in its entirety, releases episodes down the line.
Yeah.
But they'll be much more formulated for the audio audience. Whereas like the stream itself will be probably a little bit more relaxed. It'll be extremely long. And if you watch live though, you can like chat with me.
You can be part of it.
And I think that what I'm probably going to do is a lot of decisions I make, I'm just going to take a caller to tell me what to do. So,
well, that's great.
Like what I eat in every moment, what segment's next, whatever. Like I will be taking calls to have people manipulate what happens.
So you want people to be putting
stream.
on their producer hats.
Putting on your producer hat and freelance producing the show from wherever the hell you are in the world. But it's going to be a ton of fun. So tune in June 7th. Starting at 9 a.m.
That's
all the
2
way
days after this episode comes out.
Correct, Will. Friday, June 7th, all the way to Saturday, June 8th at 9 a.m. is the finale, is the closer, and then I sleep for presumably a day. Another shout out to my amazing wife for enabling me to follow my dreams by taking care of our lovely little son while I participate in a very silly act.
I think it'll be great. I think it's good to raise money and also... you can be a part of it. Check it out.
Check it out, baby. But we've obviously gaffed. We've obviously gaffed. Sorry. We've obviously
we hit
gaffed.
the gavel.
Boom. We've obviously
Order in the court.
Order in the court. But we're gonna need to take some calls because people have called in for the 100th episode, and we have to show how wise that we really are now that it's episode 100.
I don't know. You were saying you feel wiser. I don't know that I feel any wiser.
You don't?
But I do feel more comfortable doing the show. So maybe that's wisdom in its own way.
Maybe that is wisdom in its own way, Will. Maybe, just maybe, that is wisdom in its own way. Vamping while I click.
I love the vamp.
But by the way, friendly reminder, as always, if you like the show, you should rate and subscribe it so you don't miss an episode. If you love the show and you can't get enough, well, guess what? Now you fucking can get enough. You can get enough by joining the Patreon and getting an ad-free extended version of every single episode with an exclusive cold open at the beginning that's giving you that good, that's giving you the cold opening with my guest, whoever it is that week, as well as bonus episodes every single Friday where I call back people from the show and I get their stunning updates. I had Alien Sex Audiobook Girl call back in twice.
Wow.
And her first update was really funny. And her second update was how bad my advice ruined her life in the update after I gave it on the second one. So a lot of great updates on there already. I think there's like 86 platinum episodes that are just ready to go.
And
if you
what's
want to
her
join.
mentality? Is she mad at you?
She was mad at me, yeah. It's kind of funny.
People should not listen to you.
I think I give good advice. But anyway, check out all that stuff. But until then, Will, let's fucking get into it. This episode of Perfect Person is brought to you by Huggies Skin Essentials. Baby butts, rejoice. New Huggies Skin Essentials are here. A brand new dermatologist-approved line of diapers, wipes, and pull-ups training pants, all designed with baby-sensitive skin in mind. Diaper rash can be unfortunate to see and to have if you're a baby. It can be a thing that you look at and you're like, oh, my poor little baby, they've got a diaper rash and I don't want them to have a diaper rash. And obviously it's a problem that can be fixed. The Skin Essentials diapers feature the Skin Protect liner and help protect against the top 2 causes of rash by managing moisture and runny mess. The wipes are thick and have 0 harsh ingredients for a great, gentle clean. Having a trusted diaper is a must as a parent. It is an essential that is actually a Huggies Skin Essential. Learn more at Huggies.com. Once again, head to Huggies.com to learn more. Perhaps the greatest gift of all is the gift of song. But I don't actually know how to sing that good or make music that good. Well, thanks to Songfinch, your lover can receive a custom love song, all with the beautiful voice of an artist. Songfinch lets you create an original studio quality song inspired by your own life and the people you love. It's completely unique, personal, and lasts forever. I got one of these songs for my lovely wife, Sarah.
Even with no clothes without staying, you're the prettiest girl in this place.
Songfinch walks you through a simple 4-step process to create your original song. Just tell them who the song is for, provide some personal details, and let them know the type of song you want. Then pick your favorite Songfinch artist or get matched with one, and they'll write, record, and produce your original song in just 4 to 7 days. Don't waste a second on more stuff. Get a studio quality original song that's totally unique to your relationship. It only takes 4 to 7 days, but the song will last forever. For a limited time, Songfinch is letting our listeners upload their song on Spotify for free, so you can listen to your new favorite song anywhere you go. Go to songfinch.com/perfectperson and start your song. After your purchase, you'll be prompted to add Spotify streaming for your original song for free. That's a $50 value. This offer is only available for my listeners at my special URL, songfinch.com/perfectperson. That's songfinch.com/perfectperson. Don't wait. Get started now. Your lover is waiting for an amazing new piece of music.
Hi, Miles. I'm completely hopeless at reading signals from people, particularly romantic signals, and I need help deciphering some because it's been going on for months and I can't figure out what the hell to do. So any help, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I thought we'd start with an easy one, okay? An easy tee up, an easy layup, in which we tell someone how horny their peers are for them to have. Am I right, Will?
That's right.
You still texting your mom?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, you called perfect person, and I'm here to call you back because you need to figure out if you're getting signals from the cell phone that is horny. Now,
This is crazy.
I'm obviously here with William Witwer, the stallion himself.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with that nickname.
Oh my God.
What's
That's
up?
right. Well, no, sorry. Jay is sort of the human stallion. I guess Will is that dog.
Yeah, that's right.
But we're going to need to give you a fake name. Will, can I have a fake name for this caller, please?
Hunter.
Hunter. Like Hunter
Hey, I like it.
I was thinking Hunter Biden.
Hunter, just like Hunter Biden. Well, Hunter, why don't you give us a little insight into what's going on in your life?
Yeah, so I am a part of this program. It's a 1-year teaching program where I've been placed in student teaching in a school for the year to get my teaching license. And I'm working with this boy who is also in the same program as me. And there have been a lot of like silly little signals that then are immediately followed by like not signals,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know boys.
yeah.
Well, give us what do you
yeah.
think is the most sort of convincing signal? Like what kind of stuff you feel like you're getting? Because in my opinion, the older you get, the easier it is to know if somebody is into you or not. And
Yeah.
I've definitely been
That's
at the
fair.
spot in my life where I'm like, I have no idea if this person is just being friendly or not.
Right.
And obviously you don't want to cross like a professional line, blah, blah, blah.
And this person's your classmate?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And what celebrity do they look like?
Oh, great question.
So we can sort of paint a picture for ourselves.
Sure. I'm going to have to go with like a taller Timothy Chalamet is probably like the way that I describe
Yes.
it.
That's
Yeah.
fucking, that's
That's what
actually
we're
my
talking
dream
about.
guy.
Yes. We're talking about skinny,
exactly.
tall Chalamet.
He's longer Timothy Chalamet. Now, that's amazing. Okay, so Timmy is in your
Long torso Timmy.
long T Timmy, LTT. So LTT is in your class. And
Yes.
what are you guys studying? I can't remember.
To get her teacher's credential.
Teaching. Okay, Timmy the teacher. LTTT. Long torso Timmy the teacher.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about one of the hot signals, one of the sexy signals, and then you're going to tell me about one of the icy signals.
Yep.
Okay. So the first signal that I got was one night, me and a couple of friends and him went out to a bar, and he ended up getting very, very drunk and leaving early.
He's in love with you. Holy shit. He's the one. This guy fucking loves you. Congratulations.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Great. Thank you.
So he got super drunk and left early.
He got super drunk and left early, but he had bought me like a bunch of drinks that night. And I was the only one that he bought drinks.
Yeah.
And then after he left, he texted me like, hey, I'm going to be up and hanging out if you want to come over afterwards.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
really need
exactly.
to call in? Because this guy wants to bone you down.
Well, and to be clear, like that is definitely like
He's horny for you, but
I'm
we're gonna
horny.
ask, we don't know if he's in love with you.
We don't know the other part, and because I'm guessing you haven't you're not like hanging out at his place regularly. Like he hasn't invited you
No.
over before this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my other question is, are you sort of down to clown, or are you only down to seal the deal if it's going to be Lerv?
I'm totally down to clown.
Okay.
So you want a canoodle no matter the cost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cost? What are you talking about?
Okay, good.
Well, there's more.
Okay.
So then now every time I've put a signal out there, it's been met with nothing.
Okay. And what was an example of that?
You said come over and fuck me.
You said come over, I'm ready
Well,
to go.
I'm worried to be that direct
Yeah.
because I still have to deal with him for the next couple of months.
Yeah.
But like one time we had done work together in the library and we were leaving and I was like, oh, do you want to go get food? And he was like, oh, I would, but I actually have to go nap. And then like ran away. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
When he said I have to go
He was like-
nap, and you felt like he was being like weird and avoidant, not just that he was tie-tie?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now that can be I don't want to, I don't want to judge him before he's sort of cooked, but that is that could be a sign that he's just nervous around you because he likes you.
Right. It could be that. It could also be he was really tired and needed to take a nap. And some people are stubborn and are like, no, I
gotta take a nap.
I won't be. Or it could be like, no, I'm so tired. If I go and have dinner with you, I won't be my most charming self. I'm nervous. I'm not ready for this. Like I haven't hyped myself up because again, he did invite you to come over and hang out later when he was drunk and said just like, I'll be up if you want to come hang out.
I'll be up if you want to come hang out means like you should come bone me down. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Like I'm going to be playing video games, but if you want to come over, I will stop.
And you're clear on that, right, Hunter?
And that's big.
Oh, yeah. No, totally clear. But the issue was I made a mistake and I didn't go because I also got way too drunk that night and we didn't leave until
that's not a
morning.
mistake.
Shouldn't have gone.
No,
you shouldn't have gone.
Because then you would be talking about us to something else. Like, I had this drunk hookup with my coworker and I don't know where we stand.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I think, but to me, people say drunk, whatever, sober thoughts. I don't know. What's the expression?
What is it?
Drunk words or sober thoughts
or something?
Yeah, like to me, if he's inviting you over, he is at least interested on some level, and that's even if he was quite drunk, that still means
he's also
something.
buying you drinks all night.
Yeah,
like that to me is a crush. So now, when did that happen? The sort of like his drunken text to you.
That happened in, I think like March. I think it was the end of March.
Oh, end of March. And then recently you were asking to get food and he was like, oh no, I have to run to take a nap, right?
Yeah. And it's been like a couple things since then. So like that night happened. And then like I was in a show and he came like by himself to see me in the show, but didn't stay afterwards to like pause or anything.
Okay, first of all, if you go solo to someone's show, which is a nice thing to do, and I love going to people's shows. I like being invited. I like going to them. I think even if my friends put on a bad show, I love being there for it, and usually they're great. Like, if you go by yourself to someone's show, like, the thing that you should do every time is go, hey, great show. It's great to see you. I love seeing you. Like, the whole thing is meant to be like telling your friend that they did a great job.
And did he text you this? He was like, great job.
I texted him later and I was like, hey, I saw you were there. Thank you so much for coming. He was like, oh yeah, like you were so great. And then he came into my classroom the next day when we were teaching and talked to all my kids about how good I was.
I think this guy's nervous.
I think so too. Look, it's hard to totally tell, obviously. And I do think when you're, I'm guessing you're what, 22, 20?
23.
23. Okay.
So, yeah.
Because I think it's harder at that age where you're like less sure of yourself, And so obviously this could all break bad for you. But I do
like Breaking Bad, like the show Breaking Bad.
You guys could start making meth together.
If you start making meth, he's sort of a Jesse Pinkman.
I feel like that's the best case scenario, we just start making meth together.
Yeah, I don't know if you've watched the end of the show, because I don't know best case scenario is how I describe it.
It doesn't end well for any
basically any character on there.
Any character on there.
Look, sorry, we're getting sidetracked. This is my point, is that I think that he is showing interest in you. Here's these two pieces of evidence on their own. Got drunk, asked you to come over. Evidence one. Evidence two is went to your solo show by himself.
That you don't do that unless you want to bone down or you're the most supportive friend of all time. And then talks to your kids about like he's basically being like, oh, by the way, she was so good. Like she was really good.
But he couldn't say that to you to your face that night, right?
Because he's nervous. He's a nervous guy.
There's no reason to go to someone's show. Like he's not. I don't think he's trying to manipulate you.
There's no reason to go to someone's show.
No, that's not true.
Maybe he's a thespian.
Well, maybe he just loves theater.
Maybe he's a fan of the arts. But it sounds like
he's not. That's the big thing.
He's not. This guy doesn't know a fucking musical from his asshole. But I think that, this guy is into you, but it might take some coaxing. Now, here's what I think you should do. You should go it's the end of the day. You guys have both taught your classes.
Well, they're student teachers.
You're student teachers. You both have done your teaching for the day. And you go over and you say, hey, I think I need a little help teaching at my house.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, I like it.
Let's workshop it. No, to me, the bolder the move, the sweeter the juice. If you can make a bold juice squeezed, I think you're going to get the results you need faster, and you're going to know if this guy's down to clown and canoodle, or if he's just another teacher fuckboy going to your solo show and leaving at the end.
Yeah, just the way fuckboys do. I feel like the fuckboy thing would be not showing up at the show. You know?
That is true, but I just think that like you being like, hey, you should come over to my house. I'll make you dinner. What's wrong with that? That's crazy to do, but I think it's great.
If you want to frame it as like, oh, maybe we could study or whatever, like, I think that come over to my house has its own clear vibe. Yeah. And then when you're in a comfortable situation, you don't have to be like, trying to aggressively smooch. I think you can talk about this.
Yeah, right.
And you can say, hey, if you're confident enough to do this, this can be like a very sweet thing.
Yeah, now that's option. That's like
you never like my direct approach.
No, see, here's the thing. That's like a sniper. You're walking up to him and you're shooting him in the head with a sniper point blank. Now, that's okay, but if you want to sort of
pretty effective.
If it's very effective. But I get that then if you miss, he's going to know your identity.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you're going to want to hide in the bushes and shoot him with a sniper rifle, a.k.a., hey, me and my friends are out at this bar. You should come by.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is if you hang out again drinking and you say, hey, maybe after a couple of drinks with him.
Hey, come get a margarita.
Yeah. Like, and then try to be like, do you want to meet up?
Yeah.
It's like, these things happen. But that said, it's possible that he doesn't like you. I guess it is just being really nice as your friend.
Yeah, no, the really nice is the friend. I'm not buying it, Will.
Well, I don't buy it specifically.
Because guess who booty called Hunter?
Come over. I've had a lot to drink. Is like a hey.
Timothy Chalamet was rolling in his sheets, drunk as a skunk, calling Hunter down to sort of hunt and gather, if you know what I'm saying.
I do know. Yeah.
Okay.
Get those berries.
Get those berries where the berries are. So, Hunter, I think that you need to walk with confidence because this guy has given it to you.
Yeah.
And you haven't really played your cards. You've just been like, we should get food. And he was like, no, sorry, I'm on a nap. And then he came to your show and you were like, thanks for coming to the show. I don't think you've shown your cards
You
yet.
have not. And if he thought you for sure liked him, that he would be like,
we should hang out.
He would be pushing it more.
But he's maybe not sure.
Okay. He's not sure.
Because you said no. By the way, he's maybe, to you, it's obvious. But to him, he came to your show, got nervous, left early at the end without saying hi. And you texted him like, hey, thanks for coming. And he was probably like, she's just being polite. And then she didn't want to come over for the booty call. I shouldn't have texted her that. And then the dinner thing, that he was just like, I was just so tired. I wanted to take a nap. This is my reading on this guy. And
here's what I'll say. If you ever, let's say he comes over and then he says something like, I just want to be friends or whatever. You can play it off like, oh, I totally misread your signals and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, right.
Like you don't have to be starting from that place. But if some awkwardness does happen, you just go like, hey, I thought it seemed like, and then you list these pieces of evidence if you want. Now,
but that's only if
it breaks back.
If he sees that you have a sniper rifle.
Right.
Because again, if you invite him out for drinks with the gals, then he's just being like, oh, he's going, and then you suss the environment out there in an environment where margaritas are flowing, and that might lead to sort of an encounter.
Yeah, and like if he is like immediately like, yeah, I'll come over, then you know that he at least wants to be a friend, and like but it's like he probably wants more.
He wants more than just a friend. He didn't want a friend the night that he had her come over to hang out.
She didn't actually come over. He wanted her to. Yeah,
he wasn't looking for friends. Will,
like it wasn't like he was like, oh, we talked about watching Finding Nemo. You want to come over and watch my favorite movie, Finding Nemo?
He was trying to find Nemo, if you know what I'm saying.
I do, and by that you mean
sex.
Okay.
Well, well, Hunter, thank you so much for calling in. I will be expecting an update on this, and that is sort of your little gentle nudge in the right direction that you got to be a little bit more forward with this guy just to suss it out. And by the way, worst case scenario, you realize that's not the vibe, and you move through the world with the newfound confidence of being like, I'm hashtag that bitch.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And but I do think you should feel empowered here. Like he has shown up and reached out to you. Yeah. And the fact that he hasn't done it consistently in a way that is like, oh, this guy for sure likes me.
Right.
It seems like it lines up with nerves. We could be wrong,
I'm never wrong, Will.
Especially
not on the 100th episode. Hunter, how are you feeling before we let you go?
I'm feeling good. Did you say this was your 100th episode?
This is the 100th episode.
It is, yes. Episode 100.
Congratulations. That's so exciting.
Thank you so much, Hunter. I
Do you have any
appreciate
favorite
it.
perfect person memories?
Yeah, what are your favorite perfect person memories on the 100th episode today?
Oh, the one that I go back and listen to all the time was the first one when you two got high and you got too high. I do listen to that often.
Banger episode, of course. Yes, that was episode like 11 or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
A genuine anxiety
I've been
going
here
on there.
since the beginning.
Yeah. Thank you
Wow.
so much for listening since the beginning. I really appreciate it.
Shout out to the day ones.
Shout out to the day ones, and you have a fantastic evening.
Thank you. You guys too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Hunter.
Good luck.
And it's really the onus is on the person who is pursuing or who instigated this incident to not make it a big deal, because then that's what ruins friendships.
Yep.
If like, you have a crush on your friend and you're like, hey, I've always had a crush on you, and it's this huge deal.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
make
too
it
much pressure.
100%.
Instead of just being like, hey, like we should, whatever.
Well, because that's the thing. If you are saying, hey, I've had a crush on you for 5 years.
It's
you're
too
so
big of a
beautiful,"
deal.
It's like you are saying, I have so many feelings. And they're
Yeah.
like, I didn't even know that you like me like that.
Right.
Like,
And then it's like,
I thought we were just pals.
How do we be friends now?
because
after?
you've put on this emphasis where if you just lightly kind of, take a pass at your
I'd be
friends.
like, hey, can I take you to dinner? Like, there's nothing that's so harmless.
Right,
And if they're like, oh, just as friends, right? And you could be like, oh, yeah, for sure. Honestly, I was asking you just to see if you were interested in more. If not, totally fine. Let's go to dinner. Let's keep being friends.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think the thing that women are afraid of is that men only want to be friends with them because they only want to have sex with them. And that's objectively not true.
Yeah.
Like, it bothers me that we still have the debate about the Harry met Sally situation. Can men and women be friends? The answer is yes.
Of course. But by the way, it's because there's so many sort of like bad faith dudes who then throw a little hissy when their crush doesn't feel the same
exactly.
way.
And so that's the thing. I think if as a man, where if you really have this big crush on someone, like you should really not be talking about it like that because that's making them feel all this pressure.
It's got to be casual. It's got to be this sort of like,
if it's fun and flowing in the moment, someone can play it off and be like, oh, I'm not interested. And then you can play it off, even if it does kind of hurt your feelings. But if you're like, I've only been friends with you because I've wanted to get with you, it's like you are making me feel awful for being friends with you for years.
There's a really funny sketch that I saw. Maybe I'll link it somewhere, but it's basically this sketch. It's like POV, your male friend is about to ruin your friendship. And it's this guy being like, hey, just wanted to give you a special relaxation day. Like rubbing like a shoulder. And it's like, oh God, this is like so horrifying. Just like staring at you knowingly. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's really funny.
It's like too much. It's just like, it's normal to be like, oh, I thought we could get to know each other better because maybe, but if that's not how you feel, that's fine. That's totally okay. And like, I think even like when people are like, sorry, I misread things. And it's like, that will ruin your friendship ultimately. Like Jim and Pam.
I think you can say sorry if I misread things. Moving
sorry
on.
if I misread things and then move on is okay, but I think it's just the like, if you make it a big deal, then you have no choice of being around the person that you like because you like.
If you start over apologizing, oh my God, I'm so sorry for misreading this. I care so much. It's like you're then making this a bigger deal than it actually was.
Completely.
Like if you can play it off, this is just the thing about casual confidence. The casual confidence is sort of say, hey, think you're sexy? Don't say it like that.
Don't listen to Will. Sorry.
I don't actually say that. I don't actually say that.
Hey, I think you're sexy. You're always saying to people. You walk up to girls at the coffee shop and you say, hey, I think you're sexy.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
All right, we got to take another call here.
Hi, Miles. So I am currently in this weird, relationship, but not really a relationship with this guy who cheated on his ex-girlfriend with a robot. And that is kind of how I got into this. It's just been a weird time. And yesterday we went canoeing and he had a really, really bad time. It was really awful. And yeah, if you could just call me back because I need some help.
That moment when your ex-boyfriend cheated on his old girlfriend with a robot and you went canoeing and he had a bad time. Relatable much?
Well, I would just say, before hearing the details of the call, I don't know. I don't know that you can cheat on someone with a robot.
I'm confused about, because this can mean a lot of things. I don't know. AI is getting so convincing these days. What if he was like, I'm putting my stuff inside of you. And the ChatGPT was like, okay.
Cannot compute.
Does ChatGPT not not talk you up?
No, it can talk you up. It can rizz you up for sure. Yeah.
It rizzes you up?
You see a lot of people posting about like, oh my God, it's sentient. And it's like, no, it's not. It's just spitting stuff back at you.
Yeah, right.
But I know that this will become an issue, is men with robots. I just never considered it cheating per se.
I guess if I was dating someone and they banged a robot, I'd probably be concerned.
No, of course. Well, and also I would say,
I don't know what that means.
like, I don't. If you asked your girlfriend let's say you went to Sarah and you said, hey,
Yeah.
I actually really need to have sex with this robot.
I think she'd be like, it's done. I think she'd be like, that's totally odd. I mean, like, also, to me, the bigger red flag is that he didn't have a fun time canoeing.
Wow. Here's the thing. Is this guy just like, there's not enough robots around? Like, he likes indoors?
Oh, I bet you'd like canoeing with a robot, huh? I bet you'd like canoeing with the fucking robot, huh?
I would, and the robot's going to do most of the work.
I also am curious, but that's how I got into this. Like, what the fuck that
Yeah,
means.
like, how? Okay.
Hello.
Hello, you called perfect person, and I'm here to call you back. I'm here with Will, that dog, Witwer.
What's up? It's episode 100. You seem excited. What's going on?
What's good? Episode 100.
Wait. Oh my, sorry. I'm with him right now.
Okay, can you get to a safe place?
Yeah, well, he's like walking. We're walking to get smoothies, and he's walking at me. Wait, I don't want to yell his name. I'm gonna put myself on mute for a second.
Okay.
Wow, the drama. I don't know what's going to happen here.
She's putting us on mute.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Are you still there?
I'm here. No, I put you guys on mute because I didn't want you guys to hear me say his name.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
totally. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right. So now, all right. So you're in a place that you can speak freely now, no?
Yes. Oh my God. Wait. Okay. Look, I am, but I need to. Okay. I need to tell him what I want from the smoothie place. Can you give me like 2 seconds?
Make sure you get something with berries. Make sure it's a green smoothie.
Hold up.
Okay.
Wow.
I feel like we are basically doing a Mission Impossible.
Yes.
We are in Simon Pegg. We are in Tom Cruise's ear as Tom storms the Russian embassy. Okay? Mission Impossible is so good, dude.
Dude, oh my God, yeah.
Dude.
Okay. He's ordering smoothie.
Okay. Well, why don't you... We have to give you a name. Will, can I get a fake name to call this caller?
Let's go with Gatherer.
Gatherer. We have so many questions, Gatherer.
We
but
really do.
first, I'll let you describe what it means to cheat on your ex with a robot.
We're still very confused about that. We'd love some clarification.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just graduated college, and last fall, he and I were working on a project together for our capstone. And one day, he came over to my apartment to work on it, and we're talking, and he just seemed to be in a bad mood. And so I was like, "What's up?" And the thing is that he and his ex, we all worked together. We all worked at like our school's gym. So I knew about them being together. Like we know each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I just, we broke up. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. And he was like, no, but this is my fault. And I was like, okay, what did you do? And he was like, I cheated on her. And I was like, oh, yikes.
Yikes.
And he was like, yeah, because I don't know how do you respond to that. And I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, like, he's like, I sent someone nudes. And I was like, what? Because I was like, that's really weird. And then he was like, yeah, I sent nudes to, he got catfished.
Oh, he got catfished by like one of those bot accounts? Oh my God, brother. What a fucking fumble.
Okay, this is making a little more sense because previously I was like, I mean, he's a sex robot? Like, I was just really thinking about the mechanics.
I thought it was
of that.
like a Boston Dynamics, like
Yes.
he fucked a Boston
Yes.
Dynamics dog.
And they're teaching it to fuck, and his girlfriend was mad about that. And yeah.
His girlfriend was mad that they were teaching it to fuck.
No. But then,
So-
so that's like what he told me initially. But then I found out later through like her and
like just various rumors that he actually did physically cheat on her with a real girl over the summer.
Okay,
So it just kind of piled.
than the robot I heard about.
Okay, so basically, so he was like, she dumped me because I sent my penis to a
chatbot.
To a chatbot. And it was one of those things that was like, hey, sexy, can you send me a nude, sexy, and your credit card? And he sent his penis. This is someone you're dating, Gatherer?
Oh my God. Okay, well, so that's the problem is that after that, we had to. So we're not dating, but we have been like talking to each other, I guess one could say, since February. And then he asked me a little after that, he asked me if he was like, so, we've been doing this for a little bit, like, what are we doing? And I was like, listen, like, I really like you, but yeah, no, exactly. And I was like, he literally said, what are we doing? And I was like, we're laying in bed. And he was like, no, what are we doing? And I was like, okay, well, listen, I just got this job and I don't really know what my schedule is going to be looking like. So I want to get settled into this new job and I want you to get settled into like your post-grad life. And
this seems like a lot of hedging. We're hearing a lot of hedging from you. A lot of like, well, maybe in the future.
Yeah, you know what I think you should do with this dude? Send him out to sea.
Off the plane.
Walk him off the plane. Walk him the plane. Gatherer. Okay.
Well, because it just, first of all, it seems like obviously you're having fun, banging around, and obviously we respect that.
You guys are hooking up, right? You're like in bed together.
They're definitely hooking up.
Well, okay, that's the other problem.
He has a robot dick.
No, it's that I have like, okay, this is TMI, but I have like sex issues. I've been through a lot.
Yeah,
sure,
like,
yeah,
totally.
And I told him about this. He knows, and he says he's okay with it.
Yeah.
That's actually another problem. Is that he says he's okay with it, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm like not really ready right now either." And I was like, "No, it's not that it's not that I'm ready. It's not that I'm not ready right now. It's that I don't know like when this is going to happen." And he seems very like fine about it, and I've like opened up to him about my previous relationship and like my relationship with sex. And he, like I said, seems okay. But then the other night there was this weird thing that happened where he was like, I don't want you to think that I came over just to have sex. And I was like, okay, I don't think that. And then later on in the night, he was like, oh, I have a condom. But then the night before, he was like, oh, I don't have a condom on me. And I was like, that's fine, I don't want to have sex with you now. And so...
Get out! Gatherer! Get the fuck out of there! This guy's such a scumbag. I can't believe it. Gatherer, I know that you are having fun with this person, but this is a fucking scumbag. I gotta say, the scumbag alarm was going off. You can't get a smoothie with him. Run to your home.
It's okay.
Just kidding. If he's paying for a smoothie, you gotta grab that. Get the nutrients.
I would just say that, yeah, like, it doesn't seem like you're interested in dating him.
I don't think that someone who sends a penis to a robot is going to be cautious about your specific intimacy situation.
Yeah, I mean, it does give me pause. I mean, I believe you that he says he's okay with it.
Yeah, but then the condom thing pisses me the fuck off, dude. You had sort of been like, hey, like, I am like taking this slow. This is my specific deal. Like, I want to make sure that we're on the same page about this. And then he's like bringing a condom over and he's like, just so you know, I'm definitely not here to have sex, hoping that you would be like, well, that's like, he's hoping that you'll interrupt him and be like, it's fine. Am I wrong?
That's the vibe for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't sound like Hitler, but
I think that this guy's Hitler, man.
Obviously, cheating is something that happens, especially when you're younger. I feel like it does happen, and people don't do the right thing, and people send nudes to a chatbot. Who hasn't been there taking pictures of your butthole to send to?
Sorry, did you send your butthole to a chatbot?
No.
By the way, what happened there? What did the chatbot say? Was it like nice penis?
Oh, I actually don't really know like the details of that, to be completely honest. I was told by one of my friends that I don't remember this happening, but apparently like back in the fall, like at the beginning of the fall semester, he had posted on his Instagram story like, guys, please block this account.
Oh no. And it was threatening. okay, this is what happened. He sent his penis to an account like this, and then it was probably like, well, you need to send me 5,000 in crypto, or I will send it to everyone who follows you.
Yeah.
Because like that's why he's telling people to block this account, right? Holy shit, that's so dumb.
That is really dumb. Yeah, he's not looking like the brightest guy.
We haven't given
per
this guy
se.
a name, but I think his name's got to be Fucker.
Yeah, I like fucker.
Fucking butt face.
Yeah, like, look, if you're having fun, you're having fun, but it does seem like he wants something.
No,
What do you like about him?
Yeah, good question.
I think okay. That's the thing, is that you guys are like saying the exact same things that all of my friends have been saying
That's
for
right.
months.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
right. We're actually right about
But
this.
they met him and like
Yeah.
we hung out with my friends and listen, like I think outside of all of those things, he's really kind and he seems to be, to me, very caring and like interested in what I'm interested in. And we have very common interests. We have the same, like we're in the same major and we have the same like life goals and like he
Miles has got his arms crossed. His whole body, he is shaking his head and crossing his arms. He is not engaging with what you're saying.
Gather, I do not like what you're telling me right now. Gather, I'm not loving what you're saying right now. Keep talking though. So you feel like he's kind and
He takes an interest in your thing. You guys
takes
are
an interest
aligned
in
in
your
some
stuff.
important life things.
You guys work at the gym together.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm done. We're both done at the gym at this point. But I think he gets me really well, and I like talking to him. He's really fun to talk to, and he's a good listener, and I'm a yapper, so it works.
Is he a good? Well, here's a question I've got for you. Is he a good listener? Or do you just like to yap? And I'm only saying it because I've been in the same situation where I am also a yapper. And I've been like, we had a ton of fun on this date. And then someone will be like, did you have fun or did you just like that you got to talk? And I was like, okay, maybe it was that.
Yappers unite, by the way.
Yeah, big yapper unite.
Oh yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun.
Love that term. Shout out Gen Z for their coolness slang.
We're in the yapper union.
Oh yeah, I only yap union. I only yap union.
We got a yap union, man. You can't
Anyway,
be
sorry.
yapping while your union
We're getting
rep.
distracted from fucker.
Sorry.
No, I had that conversation with him. I was like, listen, like, I'm so sorry that I'm talking so much. And he's like, it's okay. I like to listen. And I have noticed that with him, like around other people, he's like just pretty quiet. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think that I could see someone at 23 being, deciding to get more serious, or maybe it seems like he regrets getting caught cheating at the very least.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where he doesn't seem so terrible, but what you're saying is like sort of the bare minimum in some ways of like, he listens to me when I talk.
Yeah, like that should be assumed, I think. Although, you know what I'll say? Because I've hoed around. Okay. I've been out there in these streets getting it where I can.
Oh my God.
But I'll say this. I think that specifically if you have like intimacy stuff that is really particular to you, and it's really important that like whoever you're seeing is cautious and understanding of that stuff, and you feel an inkling that this guy is not being cautious or understanding of that stuff,
even though he says he is,
but he's like bringing a condom around. He's like, actually, I don't have a condom, but I wasn't supposed to have a condom. That all is fucking messy and dangerous.
I
to me.
agree.
So I think that is like reason enough to be like, okay, maybe we phase this out. If you called in and you were like, I'm kind of dating this guy who's sort of a piece of shit, but whatever, we like, everything's fine, like he's nice to me and whatever, then I might be like, okay, whatever, get your bag. You know what I mean? Like, have your fun. Get your bag, baby.
She's not a
Steal
sex
this
worker.
guy's money. Steal this guy's fucking cash. I'd be like, okay, great. You can hook up with bad people sometimes. That's fine.
Absolutely.
But I think it's because you're sort of like, look, I've got specific things that I need to make sure that whoever I'm seeing adheres to, and there's inklings there. I think that is maybe cause enough to be like, okay, maybe not with this guy. But how do you feel about that? And what do your friends think?
I haven't told them. Well, actually, no, I've told one of them about like the condom situation.
Yeah.
And she thinks that I just need to be like way more communicative with him, because I think that is a problem that I have, is that I do just think I'm really bad at communicating some of my needs. And like I have told him, like I said, about like my intimacy issues.
Sure.
I just think that maybe I could be a little more clear on them.
Yeah, I would definitely communicate the important stuff like that.
Yeah, especially if you're like, maybe it's also after the sort of condom fiasco of May. I would say that
Fiasco of May.
maybe it's worth just being like, hey, just so you know, like really put it in your own terms and like kind of be like, this is where I'm at, and you just got to respect it. And like, to me also, it's hard for, I think, young men to understand specifically around this age. It's like, you need to be like, hey, this is a boundary that you can't press up against and be like, well, are you sure what if I...
Yes.
Because I think that's, to me, I've just heard that story play out so many times. So you got to maybe reset the boundaries if you want to continue hooking up / hanging out with this person who sent his penis to a robot.
With fucker.
Yeah.
I also, wait, there's one other, well, it's not another thing, but it's like more of like about this same topic, is that the other day things were getting like a little intense. Like, yeah, things were getting a little
Steamy.
intense.
They were steamy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, steamy. That's the better word.
Sure, okay.
And all of a sudden, I just got overcome with the most intense, like, visceral sadness. And I just started sobbing. It wasn't like tears. It was just straight up sobbing. Like I'm choking on my own snot.
Yeah.
It
was so bad.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now, and I've said it in a couple different ways, but I think you got to not hang out with this guy. I think that if, hey, you know, that moment when your casual dating partner brings you to violent sobs, I think you got to I think maybe you're not ready to date this type of asshole.
Yeah, it might be true. It might also just be like, it's, you know, these things are hard to explain exactly. And like, I totally get not being able to communicate as direct as you need it to be.
Of course.
But I do think that more explicitly, like if you're interested in continuing this, which it seems like you are, you're getting smoothies.
It seems like you're going to go against sort of the advice of the show and all your friends, but
one friend.
But I think that you just have to be extremely clear. And just notice that, like, if someone shows you who they are, you have to believe them. That's sort of fortune cookie wisdom that I'm here regurgitating on the 100th episode of this show. I love to regurg. But, like, if he shows you this sort of uncomfortable behavior with the condom and him having it and him not having it, like, that is something to note and keep in your back pocket.
Yep.
And remember for the future.
And like, yeah, what you're describing, you're not putting any sort of behavior on as far as he's going and then you're sobbing. It could be totally unrelated to him at all.
Yeah, sure.
But
sometimes you need a good sob.
But that said, it seems like you haven't been able to communicate around that really important boundary. Yeah. And I would definitely, before you guys hook up again, honestly, just try to reset it a little bit.
Reset that beat. And
that said, you don't have to know if you want to like date him or just bang around for a while. Like you got so much time as far as all that goes. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry too much about the big picture. You just have to trust your gut. And if your gut tells you get out of here,
then you got to.
You should listen.
Do you think it's because like to me, if I was friends with somebody that sent their penis to a bot, I would probably never stop bringing it up.
Be embarrassed.
Yeah, I would probably be so embarrassed. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
That's the other problem, is that when this happened, I had no like when I found out about this, I had no interest in him at all. He was just my project partner. I was like, I really don't care. And so I started telling everyone.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a fun story. Yeah.
Everyone
I started telling my family. All of my friends know. My family knows. My mom and my dad know. My sisters know. My cousins know.
Yes, drag this fucking asshole, dude. That's okay. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah. Did you just get hit by a truck? Sorry. Yeah, in this time gatherer, I think you got to go light on yourself. You got to reset the B in a firm way. And like kind of just being like, this is not something I really want to like, we're not going to negotiate this in the moment.
Not a negotiation. This is where I stand if you want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And he will definitely, you know.
Hey, fucking better respect
shape up or ship out.
Or guess what? I'll kill him.
I don't think he deserves to die.
That's right.
None of his behavior, while much of his behavior is bad.
Episode 100, if there's bad actors in the community, I will show up to your college town and murder.
It just seems like a little bit more than he deserves, even though he's done some bad stuff.
I'm gonna throw him in the lake.
Okay, now that I'm okay with.
Okay.
He could probably swim.
Just a public shaming.
That's the lake. That's an interesting thing to bring up because yesterday I saw a very different side of him. And
Oh, the canoeing. We haven't even talked
Yes,
about the
we
canoeing.
didn't talk about the canoeing at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Okay. So you brought this up as an important detail. You went canoeing and he had a bad time.
So I'm like, my friends, I wouldn't personally describe myself as this, but my friends would describe me as like outdoorsy. I guess I like to do things. I'm big into like whitewater canoeing and whitewater kayaking.
Hell yeah,
and I
that's
brought
cool.
this up to him and I was like, listen, do you want to go whitewater canoeing? Because it's like a pretty chill thing that we can do like on this certain part of the river that we're near where we live. And he was like, I don't want to whitewater canoe. We can just like go canoeing, like flatwater canoeing. I was like, okay, chill. So we go flatwater canoeing. And that's a very leisure activity to me. But the problem is that he is a rower. Like he does cruise.
So he's got big muscles.
He rows crew.
Well, this is making a lot more sense to me now.
Yeah. This guy's on my
so
shit
we
list.
go canoeing, and we get on the water, and he's already like being weird about it because I had to be the one to like push the boat on because he was for some reason he was wearing like shoes and socks and I was wearing sandals. So he's already like being weird about some things. And then we get on and he is like just having the worst time. He wants to go really fast and he was like, why aren't we going faster? And the problem is that I wasn't paddling very hard because I was like,
We heard this first. We gotta come down way harder on this guy.
This guy, come on with the canoe. Honestly, this is the worst part.
This is maybe the worst thing he's done.
I want to go fast. I want to go fast in the canoe.
That's not what it
He's
is.
trying to go really fast. He was getting frustrated that like the boat wasn't going in a straight line, and I was like, "Listen, I'm supposed to be the one that's like steering it." And he's like, "Why do you steer it?" And I was like, "Oh," and I just, there's nowhere to be right now. Like, there's literally nowhere to be. So like, we're just on the river. Like, we don't have a destination. So like, why would we go fast? It was genuinely the fastest I've ever gone in a canoe, and I wasn't even paddling. So
Yeah. And that's going to be the final straw for me.
Yeah, for me, not being able to enjoy being outside in a canoe
It's
is
a good relationship test.
I think it is because you're saying, hey, you're not doing your thing. Can you still have a good time? Can you be fun?
In a canoe?
You're used to crewing up. This is going to be a different game, baby. This is a whole different ship.
Yeah.
And he's unable to hang. That to me is a stress test fail.
If you can't hang in a canoe, then you don't get permission to do me.
You should say that to him verbatim. Just say, I think you say that to him and he's going to get it. He's going
to get it. He's going to know.
okay, actually, genuinely one last thing because I really kept him waiting.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I forgot. He's in the fucking smoothie. No, let him wait. Let him wait at the smoothie place.
He's chronically late. Like, there was this one time
Relatable.
where
That's
the first time I've liked him.
he told we were supposed to. Oh my god!
Get out of there!
Sorry. It's so okay. So there was this one time where we were supposed to get dinner, and he was like, "Listen, I'll be at your place at like 6." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I hadn't eaten the whole day because I had like been going through something, so I just like was really hungry.
Sure.
And 6 o'clock comes, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, I got caught up at the gym. I'll be there in like at 7, okay?" And he's like, "I need a shower." I was like, "Chill." 7 rolls around, and he's like, "Hey, so sorry, I'll be there at 7:30." I was like, "Okay." And I'm like, whenever I get really, really hungry, I get like upset. I get like sad because it's
Absolutely.
not a fun feeling to be hungry.
Of course.
Of course.
And so then 7:30 rolls around, and he hasn't texted me. He's still not there. 8 o'clock rolls around, and he's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I'll be there in about 40 minutes." And I was like, "Okay."
Okay, so
and then, like,
what?
He didn't get to my apartment until 9. I didn't eat until 9:30.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, so
to
let
me.
me just say a couple of things. Someone who is chronically late, and I am ashamed of it, and
You're
I do
not
feel bad.
that late.
No, I'll be 15, 20 minutes late a lot of the time.
That's
and
the
I was to this
assumption.
recording.
Yeah.
But I always try to communicate, hey, I'll be this amount late, and I'm so sorry. And I feel like telling someone who you are actively having sex with, like
I'll
these
be there.
wildly wrong times. I mean, it reminds me of me at that age to a certain extent, except I would, if I had like a date with somebody, I would take that seriously.
Yeah.
And there is a bird. We're getting some really beautiful bird
Honestly,
audio
beautiful
behind your
Foley.
call.
Yeah.
But the all I'm saying is this guy is not making you a priority. He can't have fun in a damn canoe.
No.
And he's not respecting your boundaries. So to me, is there not anyone else that you could freaking,
Yeah, you should get your freak on with someone better.
Yeah.
I think is the thing.
Someone who's maybe more fun in a canoe, because if you can't be fun in a canoe, I mean,
I know someone who's more fun in a canoe and who's genuinely very like off put by him. And that's been a point of tension.
This guy gets the Bozo of the Week award.
Yeah.
And I hate to give it out, but now it feels good that it's done.
Yeah.
Gatherer, I hope you have a wonderful life. But I really hope it doesn't include this gentleman.
Listen, we don't want to hear about fucker. Fucker can't hang in a canoe. And
I know.
I don't want to date someone who doesn't want to hang out in a canoe just for like a little while.
Yeah. You just want to have more chill.
Yeah.
In regards to
Why isn't this canoe going faster?
I gotta go so fast in the canoe. I don't know what accent I gave him there, but
yeah, I don't know, but
how you feeling before we let you go, Gatherer? You gonna go get that smoothie?
Yeah, I also just feel like you guys just told me everything that my friends have told me for months, and
Good.
I'm staring at him right now.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Well, maybe you need to go up, grab the smoothie, and say, "Hey, it's been a real one."
Goose his ass and say it's been real, and then walk away.
Yeah. Dap him up and say it's been a fucking movie, dog, and then bounce.
Yeah. Really, anyway,
you can get out of there as fast as possible. But Gatherer, thank you so much for calling in, and I really appreciate you. You have an absolutely amazing afternoon with this piece of shit.
Thank you guys for the advice.
Absolutely. Bye, Gatherer.
Bye, Gatherer. Great call.
Yeah, that's just a classic example of being like, this guy's great, but then just not looking around and being like, I guess there's other great people around that I could be doing.
I think
like
sometimes
your world is small.
Your world is small, and you're like, this person has all these things that I like.
Yeah.
But then it's not necessarily that those things are particularly great qualities. It's like, it's just this person is around and available. And
if you sent your penis to a bot,
yeah,
I would never stop talking about it.
100%. Well, I remember the early Tinder bots, which were crazy. They were like, and I remember like early on being like, wow, this is crazy. And then I was like, oh, this is a bot. Like pretty quickly.
Oh, I also was like, oh my God, I can't believe this person's into me.
Yeah.
And
I just got out of the shower. Like, do you want to, it's like, oh my God, here we go. And then it took me like 5 minutes to be like, fake, obviously fake.
Obviously fake.
And, but I was bamboozled for those 5 minutes. I don't get actually going through with anything else.
Well, to me, also just sending a penis picture in 2024 just feels like a dangerous move.
My thing is, if someone really wants to see it, you send it, but it's weird to be like aggressively sending it
to a bot,
to someone you haven't met who turns out to be a computer.
Oh God, that's so mortifying. You've done this, right?
No. No.
Are you in this day and age sending it? Sending a picture of your.
I mean, I have it. Not a relatively.
In the last 6 months?
No.
Last 8 months?
I don't remember when the one I'm thinking of I sent was, but it was a while ago.
It's got to be in the last 8 months.
I don't think so, but maybe last year I would say probably.
You sent a picture of your stuff.
Yeah.
Did you light the shot?
No, it was really bad.
Oh God, Will. There's something. You didn't put at least a little pre-pro in there?
No.
You didn't. You weren't like, let me get a light bulb and put it near, and then I'll kind of the shadows or
no
full body, or was it sort of close up?
It's sort of a top-down angle.
Oh my God, dude. That's fucking great.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily
I can't believe you just said that. Close up though.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotta be, right? You know?
You don't have any identifying details in it.
No. I don't know. Look, here's the thing. Sexting for me has always been one of those things that's like kind of uncomfortable because I definitely don't want to violate anyone's boundaries or really make anyone uncomfortable at all. So like I have to be really encouraged to do it.
Oh,
and
yeah, sure.
I have to be like coaxed into doing anything like that.
Course.
By myself, that's why it's so crazy to me that this guy would just send it. Because like I have to be with someone I like know and know is going to be cool
Not
about it.
knowing someone in real life, and
yeah.
that's wild to me.
Yeah.
It's totally wild to me. But anyway, well, that brings us to our final segment.
That's right.
You were sort of starting to get real right there, but it brings us to our final segment. A segment we like to call Get Real.
Yeah.
This is where we, of course, force a genuine moment, in an effort to learn more about each other and ourselves. And out of 100 genuine moments throughout the years, I guess 100 episodes also means the show is 2 years old.
Yeah. Which is honestly pretty wild.
It is really wild.
Because it feels older than that to me.
It sort of feels, it's funny because it kind of feels younger than that to me, but time has blown by. I mean, when I started the show, yes, Sarah was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then the first year of Julian's life is such a blur.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's like, now we're here. And it's at 100. That's crazy to me.
Something I think about that makes me emotional sometimes is one of my favorite podcasts. The host is always talking about his son. And I just know at some point his dad's going to die and he's going to have 20 plus years of podcasts to listen to if he ever wants to hear from him. And I think that's kind of amazing.
Oh my God.
That's not why he's doing it. He's doing it to make money, but the show will still exist. If he ever wants to just listen to what his dad thought that week, he can just go and do that, which is crazy.
Is really crazy. Yeah, I think about that that is one interesting thing about living in the modern day is I feel like there's so much good media that because of the internet is able to be consumed kind of whenever.
Yeah.
So you have and
there's backlogs.
Sometimes on TikTok, something will get popular from 50 years ago.
Yep.
And that's so cool to me.
Yeah, it's really funny to see clips of movies that came out ages ago doing numbers or
yeah.
I'm not on TikTok, I'm just on Twitter, but I keep seeing young Sheldon's dad fan cams and stuff.
Yeah, no, totally weird. What? And Alan Watts, Alan Watts?
Yeah.
Yeah, clips of Alan Watts talking are going viral on TikTok. And I'm like, that's really cool. What a weird platform for this, but it's cool to me. That's maybe the best thing about the internet is that it's a catalog of information that you can get into stuff from a long time ago that's easily accessible,
Yeah, no, totally. And I think that we probably haven't even really reckoned with what that means because I think the internet oftentimes is very foregrounded. It's what's happening now? What's happening now? And it's trying to keep you hooked there. Mm-hmm. But what we remember and the way that it is archived, we're creating more data every year than the history of humanity created.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I saw there was an interesting thing about, it was a crash course, which John Green and Hank Green's company, they were talking about, I was doing research before I went to Japan just about Japanese history. And there was one thing they said where they were here's the Heian period of Japanese history. And they were what were working class people doing? We do not know. We have no idea because all of the writing is done by the 1% of the 1%.
For sure, yeah.
Of that, those are the people that are literate. Those are the people that have access to things that were archived. We have no idea what life was like for 99% of people in Japan in this time, but we do know what life was like for these hyper wealthy people. And I thought that was so interesting because now you have anybody able to create media that is stored digitally that theoretically should last forever. Unless Google decides to fucking delete it all, which is also
or
popular.
When MySpace was moving stuff from servers and they deleted everyone's music.
I know.
It was
it sucks.
That's the thing. The internet is so weird. It's very ephemeral. It's meant to be something that pulls your attention. But I know the podcasting space is really crowded, but I feel there's something really nice about this show and the way that it connects with people who just everyone seems so excited to be on there.
Yeah.
Even if, all we're telling you to do is break up with your boyfriend who rows crew and can't have fun on a canoe. I mean,
my God.
This guy sucks.
This guy sucks, dude. No, I feel so insanely grateful. It is not lost to me. I think I must have said this before, but it is not lost on me how many things there are on the internet that you could choose to spend your time doing. And I just really appreciate people laughing along to the show or calling into the show or leaving comments or whatever. I feel crazy lucky that this gets to be my job in my life and that I get to share it with friends.
You are lucky.
Oh, I know.
You are.
Jesus. Okay. Dick.
No, I mean, to be clear, I also feel the same way about my life. And I think that watching somebody do it in a way, like I like you've had a good approach this whole time, where you've been trying to make something sustainable that's yours, that is like that you could do for a long, long time.
Hopefully,
and,
I hope I get to keep doing it.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, it's still a little scary, but I just mean like I think you've approached the whole thing with like the right attitude, and like you've thought about it a lot in a way that I think a lot of people who start a podcast do not think about it.
Thanks, Will.
So, love the show. Don't listen to every episode. Listen to a lot of them though.
That's what I like to hear, Will. No, I think that, I hope I get to continue doing it. And I think that I somehow have found through the internet a place that I get to like have a great audience. And not everybody has that. I really feel like there's a lot of people that make great stuff on the internet, but then you look at their comment sections or whatever, and it's like, Jesus, like people are like, they have such expectations over those people. And I feel really lucky just because of the fan base of this show. Everyone seems to be pretty kind and genuine. Everyone I've ever met or interacted with in real life has been totally kind and fun.
This
and
audience is extremely positive.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. It's great.
100 episodes down, 10,000 more to go.
And how many more years would that be? If 100 is basically 2 years,
10,000
so
is sort of times 10.
How many
20?
20 years? 2 years down, 20 more to go.
No, I said 10,000, so it's
Miles,
more
will you
than times
announce
20.
right now, when will you end the show? Like, how many years, if you could do it forever, at what point do you go, we've done it?
To be honest, I'll do it till the wheels fall off. Because I think that if I am able to do a show like this where I can talk to live people and have my friends on, there is no downside to me.
No, I completely agree. I think that the direct connection with people is a big part of why this is fun.
It's so fun to be able to connect with people, and then like how cool would it be? Like, I also feel like it's like some people, they're like, they do a show about pop culture and it's just them talking. And like, I get that would be exhausting. You're just like, I just don't want to talk. Like, I just, whatever. I feel like what's great about this show is I get to sort of have other people's stories be centered. And that's really fun to me.
Yeah. And you just get to riff.
Yeah, I get to riff.
Shit.
And it's great. So I'm like, how fun would it be to do this when I'm fucking 70? I think that
God.
would be
What does that show
totally
look like?
weird and like cool. And
hard
like,
to think that far ahead.
I mean, yeah, I'm 30. So that's in 50 years. I don't think that I will be doing it, but.
Not in 50 years, 40 years.
Hey, thanks for being on the show, Will.
Did you? How are you at basic math?
I'm actually fine. Sure, I got moved from advanced physics down to regular physics because I couldn't hang.
Physics is hard. You don't need it in regular life. For most people, don't.
Well, Will, now that we've trashed physics, I think it's a good thing to remind people that on June 7th, Friday, June 7th, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time, I will be live for a full 24 hours. Tune in, baby. Tune in like it's the fucking radio. Tune in on YouTube. It's on the Perfect Person YouTube account. I will be live as fuck. And it'll be really, really fun.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great.
I'll be taking calls all day. It'll be really fun. I want to sort of like, one of the things I like about the show is it sort of harkens back to like old radio, where it's like call-in shows or just like one of the oldest radio formats
It literally
ever.
is, yeah.
And I think that I like the idea of being live because it just brings back that live radio feel.
For sure.
Like you can tune in any time and I'm like talking to someone and we're doing little gaffs and gags and it'll be really
Are you going to leave
fun.
the stream up on YouTube, or are you going to take it down and then only release the edited chunks?
I haven't decided. I think I might leave it on YouTube because like if people want to right away watch the whole stream, that's great. And then if they want the cut down episodes, like those will still go out as cut down. So it's like a totally different beast to watch something unedited, the long form, and then like edited. Like when I edit the show, I like, because we're talking about live callers, like sometimes we'll talk over each other. So I like mute us or mute the caller so it's more legible in the final edit, just because when you're dealing with a delay, there's always
of
course. And so it's like, I think I probably will leave the 24-hour live stream up. It'll be like 3 streams, basically 3 videos, because you have to end it before 12 hours in order to get YouTube to save it.
Yep.
It's a whole weird thing. But guys, it's going to be a fucking hit. It's going to be a blast. Will, thank you for being on the show
Thrilled
today.
to be here.
At
Thanks
W
for having me.
Witwer, of course, August 12th.
That's right. Big post number 4.
Number 4.
And I don't know what it is yet, but surely we're going to get in the lab and get my brain juices flowing.
Hell yeah, King. Guys, if you're out there, just remember that no matter where you are, who you are, perfection is only a call away for 10,000 more episodes.
That was a Headgum podcast.